and to speak about the issues affecting young women and adolescent girls, especially in the last mile of ending AIDS. Maybe it is important also to just, try to explain a little bit what the last mile of ending AIDS means. So the last mile of ending AIDS basically means two things. It means a period where we will have no new HIV infections and a period where we will end AIDS-related deaths. Lokusho ukuthi sisho timbo letimbili. Sithi akube bede umuntu lotfola ligciwane le-HIV nje kangwane. Siphinde sithi akube bede umuntu lofako abulawe hi-AIDS kulesikhathi lesi. That is what we mean by the last mile of ending AIDS. So which means HIV prevention is going to be really very important for us to tackle during this period. Lapho sithi khona prevention is actually better than cure. You do know that, right? So we want to prevent young people from getting, exposed to new HIV infections. We want to prevent the entire population, basically, because HIV services are basically for everyone. But the issues now that are currently existing is that adolescent girls and young women are the ones that are pretty much pre-exposed, to HIV, to new HIV infections. And there are many factors, one of which is intergenerational sex, njengoba usho. So from time to time, what we do as Nercha is that when we come up with interventions, or our programming is influenced by data, our programming is influenced by studies, that we do from time to time. We have, research that we do from time to time. And we also, have assessments that we do from time to time. So these ones help us, to actually know where the problems are and how to actually attend to them, which is why today we are speaking of, addressing some of these issues, because we have research that has shown that intergenerational sex is one of our biggest problems. And I would love young girls to indulge them further on the topic of intergenerational sex. It is happening. The relationship between younger girls and older men. That is why it is called intergenerational, because the generations are not the same. You find that the generation yabo 80, maybe itao Tanzania generation yama 2000s, that is intergenerational sex. But also now, it happens even with us, grown up women, or even, I don't know if I'm still a young woman, but I believe that I still am. So actually, these things are not even, matters of, the adolescents, but of course they fall prey, to older men, for different reasons. Sometimes it's economical challenges, they are underprivileged in different ways. It's poverty, they come from different, backgrounds, economic backgrounds, so amongst older men and very young women. I think in last week's episode, you had Mr. Mavuso, who spoke a lot more about, the issues lakhona kubantula basha and the figures. Kwekuthi asitshengisa kakhulu kwekuthi vele bamfana labancane noma ngawuthi emantombazana alala kakhulu nabo babe labadzala than bonthanga yabo. So okuthi uthola ukuthi bobabe labadzala i-HIV bayiphika sebakhulile vele, because babuyela kubantwana labancane nasebabadzala. Kunengi nakhona lokubangela lokho. So intergenerational sex is basically just, the relations between older men and younger girls. Lakhona sithi vele it does expose young women because of power dynamics. Umuntu lomdzala nguye lotaba nepower yokuthi ngoba namhla siyalala abasumbana condom babe uyabona nayo uyatumbana ukuthi mhlambe bakumpha imali namhla sona angayisebenzisi condom. Of course ngiyabeva abantu labasha ukuthi bayacucumuka, maybe singeva nangabo ukuthi bathini kule topic, but all that is what we are saying as Nercha ukuthi it's one of the biggest problems and one of the biggest drivers lakhona at this point in time in the intergenerational sex.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this discussion forum is organized by Nercha and Partners after a study that was conducted by the Ministry of Health that shows that new HIV infections are on a rise in adolescent girls as well as young women. I-expert yamngeling nayo laceleni kwami ngenamhla ikhuluma ngendaba ye-intergenerational sex lokhu kuthanzana webampana ke basebancane ngeminyaka noma kube nesikhebe esinje sigaba leside ekuthenini lona mncane babe ngalana ukhanze ukuthi semdala. Ngiyafisa ukuva ngayo ke audience yami ke namhla who happens to be adolescent girls as well as a young woman. Ngifuna ukuva kibo ukuthi engabe lenzaba leyo bayayadi yini bathini futhi ngalolu dzaba lelo ekuthenini kube ngemantombazana lamancane lathanzana nabo babe labadala ngenhloso yokuthi phela kune exchange of imali lapho etikhathini letiningi netintfo letinhle sike sive nemagama ekuthiwa kunema-blesser. Kepha-ke ngibaniketa lona-ke lithuba sesivele kibo.
Ligama lami ngingusiphe ngifuna ukusho ukuthi yebo kukhona kuyendeka vele ukuthi sibamvula abasha sigijimele laba babe labadzala ngoba daddy utangithengela iphone sesibabita ngabo daddy utangithengela iphone ngiphatha iWi-Fi umngala uphatha iPhone nami sengifuna ukudifananisa naye vele ngidohamba ngiyekubabe lapha ngithandzane naye and daddy phela angeke azafune ukuthi sisebenzise protection asifika lapha vele utofuna ukuthi sidlale ngaleyo ndlela singa protect just because uyatuke ukuthi mina ngifuna bese songipha imali ekugcineni and futhi angeke ngize ngimlwise ngaloko ukuthi ngiyatuke ukuthi ngiexpecte ini nasicetha lapha utanginika vele
sihlukile sibamvu and ma backgrounds ephakafanani so kuyendeka ukuthi mina ngi breadwinner lekhaya makakekho babakekho kumele ngikade ama siblings ami ngiyawufuna umsebenzi ngiwutholi but ukhona tsethe uyangifonela ngivakashela but nami sengiyabuka lesimo lekhaya vela asivumi so kwamele ngendetaba ukuthi bamfane ekhaya balale badlile ngidawuhamba ngekutsethe vele utangizama ngalo 200 for first day next day masicala kulalana utayingeta le mali so nami kutaba imvo yakhona sokuze ngipholele le mali mbamba ngimele ngilale naye and ngeke vese isebenzise iprotection because like yabo nasekhaya nje live lababe makuthiwa akubuywa nga7 kukhulume babe and naye imvotsa le live liqinile dathi ke good daba like good ke iprotection le 70 sako nami sengimele ngithobele ke live lemvotsa.
You first of all kubuhlungu kuva abamfula abasha bakhuluma ngalendlela ngedithingo tabo uyeva ukuthi most of these drivers uthola ukuthi vele they economical kokusho ukuthi emakhaya mhlawumbe baqhamuka kuma backgrounds lahlukene njengoba basho ukuthi kulokunye uthola ukuthi sekude namake nababe sekude inhloko lakhaya vele lo mntwana lo mdzala in fact uthola ukuthi nalomntwana lo mdzala is not even old enough or capable of taking care of the siblings kuthi wamdzala ngalokuthi yena watalwa kucala kunalala abanye but otherwise uthola ukuthi neminyaka wakhe nayo sesemncane usadinga kunakelela and it's a very painful situation which our young people find themselves in. And it's very sad ukuthi kunama issues lanjena that still prevail even during this time lapho khona sithi bamphula abasha abathole lisito lokusho ukuthi nathi kusinika insight singama programmers ukuthi sibuke ukuthi inhlelo lesitawudenda lesitawudisukumisa vele tibanake kakhulu bamphula abasha and inhlelo tethu sithi futhi atingafaki kakhulu ukuthi sakho kufundzisa nje because giving information is not enough. But siyini lesiyentako to actually address the real issues that the young people are facing. Kukhona eluhlelo la dreams ngoba thina singiNercha sisebenza ngama partners. Lokusho ukuthi ama partners ethu nawo ayazama ukuthi ati address letinye talentintfo. Sike sasukumisa licwaningo lesilubita ngasidakhela likusasa. Kubuka ukuthi vele bamfula abasha do they just need information because esikhathini lesinyenti sishido sathi bamfula abasha babonakala ngathi banalo lwati nge-HIV but that knowledge is not at par with the way in which they conduct themselves. They are not necessarily using the knowledge kushinja behavior. Bayati nge-HIV, but they're still not changing their behavior because of the circumstances that they find themselves in. Uyeva ukuthi batsingile. Inyusa imali ngalenye ilanga. So nami ngitoba under pressure ukuthi vele ngiyade ukuthi ngiyayithola i-HIV kulo daddy mangayisebenzisi i-condom, But at the back of my mind ngikuthi ngifuna kubuyela ekhaya ngingcono. ngifuna kulala ngidlile namuhla, I want to take care of my siblings. So sengisho ukuthi vele lama factors labasho kubantu labasha aliqiniso and abuhlungu. So thina-ke singu-Nercha siyesebenza nabo partner bethu ukuthi nasesivile ukuthi abantu labasha banama challenges mani, sibe sesiyabuka ukuthi partner bani ungangena uthini wena. So kukhona nje uhlelo lolukhona lwa dreams, ngicabanga ukuthi bayalwadi abantu labasha lokuthi baye basitakale nangetinshwana nje ukuthi bakhona kubanika ama-toiletries, bakhona kubanika that, you know, cash incentive ukuthi kubonakale ukuthi nangabe sho sibantu labasha banganikwa i-cash incentive mhlawumbe per month, bangayishintsha i-behavior yabo noma kungehla yini mhlawumbe kuthandzana nabo babe labadzala. And sesivile futhi kubantu labasha ukuthi le ndzaba loyibutako ye-transactional sex kwekuthi vele kuthandzana nemflo mdzala kusuke kukutiyenga, you know, kwekuthi niyathandana. In fact lo mflo musha uyamiyenga lo baba ukuthi uyamthanda nalo baba futhi uyamiyenga lo mflo musha. They both know but they will not tell each other. They will not be transparent ukuthi ithina nawasithandana, but awenda ngasibathandana because lo mdzala uyadi ukuthi yena ufuna i-sex nalo mncane uyadi ukuthi yena ufuna imali. So that is the relationship between intergenerational, then it's transactional in the sense that vele it's an exchange of commodities. It's never love.
Ngicela kubuta nje ngwanyana ukuthi senitendile daba ekuthenini nishumayele labantu labasha ekuthenini bangathandzani kumbe nalabo bantu labadala. Engabe tikhona yini indlela lenitendile kumbe nihlangana nalutho lwetempilo ekuthenini sekushanyelwe nalabantu labadala ekubaboniseni ukuthi kumbe akusiko lokhu kahle lokho ukuthi bathandzane nalaba bantu.
I love that question a lot, Nhlanhla, especially because lokunye lesikwendako kwekuthi sibe sesisukumisa nama-campaigns kwekuthi you know how speaking to somebody about one and the same issue over time, it might change their mindset. We know there's a general, you know, there's general fatigue that is associated with HIV. I mean, what is new that you're bringing to us today? So, but social and behavior change communication is really important in changing the mindsets. So, which is why we then come up with advocacy initiatives from time to time in the form of campaigns. Just on Monday, sisukumise i-campaign yabo babe ukuthi sifuna ukukhulumisana and reach more to older men, and reach more to able-bodied and actually corporate men now who are, you know, able to provide, you know, those essentials like so sibuka nalama power dynamics ukuthi sikhulumisana nabo babe ukuthi bobabe, can you go back and re-tap into your role? Because you actually need to protect these young people than expose them to new HIV infections. Do not use your power, your financial power, because when you know, disadvantage and expose to HIV. So those are the kinds of conversations that we have during these campaigns. Dialogues to speak to them. Can you realign yourself, Boabe? We don't want to even say they are perpetrators. No must blame HIV infections, but we just want them to become a part of the conversations. We would say, Bobabe behavior yet. We would say, lift. Treat it as a child. Ungabe so expect something in return. So cela inombolo mpanami utawehla kuphi asho manje ndawehla kuphi manje next time ngaphinze ngukhanze endla ngiyavama kwengcala you know emkhathini weliviki noma ngeweekend ngisengiyohlola kuphi ungahle ungiphekele etela ngineliplazi lami ushiyelo maka ekhaya, you understand, neliplazi lami ungahle ungiphekele ngicela ungiphi inombolo, you understand. So mshiyana kwa 50 rand noma kwa 100 nemphani uyasangana uthi yo I would certainly love to meet him next time. So those are the power dynamics. It's boba abangasebenzisa power yabo ukuthi bacinzetele abantu labasha.
We are talking HIV prevention in the last mile of ending HIV and AIDS. Lokukulandzela ukuthi ke kuyabonakala ukuthi noma ke kunengcinamba lenkulu kakhulu ekuthenini manye infections aya ngekukhula kibo ke emantombazana labancane kanye ke nabomake laba sesebancane. Kepha ke bamfu labangasichazela kangcono ekuthenini yini lokubanga ukuthi kube likhunyana ukuthi bahambe bayothola lona ke lolu sito ekuthenini bakivikele kule HIV. Ngiyo ke audience lesinayo lana lokhu ngibo ke bantu ke labasha nabo ke bomake lasesebancane ngitawuniketa lona ke lithuba ukuthi ke sebachubeke basichazele ukuthi ngiyini lokunye futhi labakhonako ukuthi kuyingcinamba kibo ekuthenini bakhone kulwa nalesifo.
Mina ngicabanga lokunye ukuthi kuba ingcinamba kuba ngalesikhathi daddy sugar daddy I homosexual but akhayide lokhu yabo. Naga busy ngalabanye bafana lengephandle utobuya kuwe nato tonke letimvo. Okay, for example nje. Thiwa kune threesome amlethe lo wekunene the male. Awumate ukuthi yini lokulapha kuyi, and then daddy will be saying no protection, here's $2,000. Let's just do that session for 30 minutes. Wena lapho vele usanganisa nge-2,000 tamkhanzelwa ngubani? Cashe yeah.
Kuyabonakala ukuthi-ke kudineke kakhulu leti ngqinamba labantu bantu abasha ababhekana nato. Ngicela namanje ngibuyele kuwe sisiphesihle engabe ungathini ngale ndzaba laceda kuyikhuluma sisi.
Ilukhuni, I think it goes back to the issue of power dynamics. Kwekuthi vele umflo omdala nasanemali, umflo omdala livi lakhe ushido lomunye umflo omusha wathi livi lababe nasekhaya nje licinile, so nalakasakhulumile babe kuba ngiko. So nawe ke ungumflo omncane ngaphandle kwale mali utawusaba ukuthi ngidawuthi ngithi lo baba suke mhlawumbe aqalisane angishaya, you never know ukuthi utagcina kwenteka nakala ku oblaja kuye umflo omdala. So which is why we are saying we need to engage both these people ngoba njengoba sesisukumisile nje le campaign yabo babe ukuthi nabo babe abasibambise babe dinhloko emakhaya babe sibonelo lesihle futhi baphinde futhi bathathe netincumo letinhle letingito ukuthi let them pledge to support and protect young girls than expose them to HIV and new HIV infections. So ngema tinto letikhona lesingeke sitivimbe but singativimba ngokuthi sikhulumisane nabo bobabe kakhulu ukuthi ababavikele bantwana. It's very sad, it's disheartening, but it is happening and we need to stop it.
Ndicela kubuyela kuyo nje audience yami ngifuna kuva mina ekini bamfla abasha ukuthi engabe vele lesibinzi lesingaka sekuthi ukhone uku-engage nje ukhona uku-engage kuleyo sexual intercourse leyo nisithathapi? Is it because le mali vele idzingeke kakhulu nale mali yekuthenga tinto letimcoka ekhaya yini noma ukuthi ngikhone kubekela ukuthi ngigcine ngithenge leyo iPhone? Yes, ngifuna kuva nje kulelo side lelo lesibinzi noma kungena nayo iphathi kumbe substance abuse ukuthi maybe nisuke sekungasini you are under the influence of alcohol or maybe lawo ma drugs. Ngekubuka kwenu nekuva kobhululu benu bathini bona, yini lesibinzi suke siqhamukapi vele?
Ngimbingelele igama lami ngingwele ngwadlamini. Sisinanhlanhla for lesibinzi part. I think ukudzinga lokuthi I think lo muntu usuke analo like ishido ukuthi it's kusuka ngama backgrounds. So le background kuba ngiyona le kupushako to doing that thing. Lokuthi uyati ukuthi le khaya I'm the eldest. Kude lo munye lo, in other words ngimlo breadwinner. So nangabe lekhaya ngishiye kude impuphu, ngishiye kude gesi, ngishiye vele kude lengushile le movie ekhaya. But daddy nangifika kuye athi daddy 30 minutes nginika 2,000. Vele sekudzinga lokho siyabona lesibinzi ngathi lokho siqine ngibe nekubeketela ukuthi I'm going to do this thing. Noma ngabe ukuhlungwane at some point nase ngingabekisa ngabosisi wethu. There's one time ngabukela this series about lomnye umfana. She was doing this thing ukuthi unale pressure and nakaceda this thing akati thanzi naye uva buhlungu. So kahle it go back to the background nalokho lo muntu lomusha vulnerable.
Sinye isikhathi sisinanhlanhla akusikwe ukuthi lama backgrounds ethu lahlukene sihlushwa i-peer pressure sibamvula abasha sifuna ifame yabona lokuthi ngiswenkile ngiphatha ifoni lesmart ngiyavela ngiyaposta sifuna kuposta sifuna kubonwa sifuna kuvela nathi sibamvula abangazi ukuthi banato letimvu kanti bayati labanye asisebenzi nasekhaya maybe akukho right. It's obvious ukuthi ngiyaglowa yibo vele ngidedi uyangisida thina sihlushwa ukuthi sifuna gain ifame.
Sethembe ngiyativela ke babukeli emakhaya bamfla abasha ke sebakhulumile bavetile indzaba yokuthi i-poverty shothi nayo iyasifaka ke sandla njengoba bathi lesimo suke sisibi vele emakhaya so lesibinzi bese sesiba khona ngoba uphushwa kunakuloku kuphushako lesimo lesilekhaya uphinze waveta ke lo miyasisilana ekuthenini i-peer pressure bafuna kuvela lo shothi nendzaba ye-social media nayo ke iyangena bafuna kuposta kubo Instagram bafuna kuposta kubo Facebook nabo babonakale ukuthi babantwana laba in engabe ungathini ngaleyo ndzaba sisiphethe.
Yeah, it's very sad. I think iphindze futhi ihambelane nanokuthi you know, it is a transactional sex. Sometimes it can even translate to sex work. Unfortunately, ngoba vele sewuyathengisa kulokunye kokuthi vele you are forced by circumstances so ugcina uyathengisa. And I want to say to young people ukuthi it is as sad as it is, letimpo leti tiyenteka even to us working women, thina bosisi labati affordako, you know. Sengisho ukuthi mhlawumbe ngisheshe ngadala ngisesemncane mhlawumbe sengiqala kusebenza vele senginema responsibilities langaka kune black tax lekhona kithi thina abantu labamnyama ukuthi mangicala kusebenza kufanele ngiqale ekhaya ngiyolungisa kuqala ekhaya before ngicale ngempilo yami belungu bangcono kulokunye uthola ukuthi umntwana by the time aqala kusebenza umsethe up umntwana wakhe ngembhedze, you know, the essentials, umthengele fridge nje just to start off, umthengela kwemotwana lokuncane ukuthi yabo from point A to B, so by the time aqala kusebenza imali yakhe itakuye. Kithi thina bamfula abamnyama akusinjalo. Sekusho ukuthi lama dynamics manengi la sitfolako, it's not just young people but nathi thina bosisi uthola sekuyasithola nami ngamthola babe lo sathi yena so advanced in years, so sebasebendile imadlana sowunayo namato khona ukuthi angibooste isalary yami. Sekusho ukuthi these issues are there and they're very sad, but also it is also about just, you know, dialoguing from time to time with these different sets of groups.
Well, today we are talking about the drivers of new infections in adolescent girls as well as young women. Ngingathinta indzaba lana ye-substance abuse ngaphambi kokuba ngiye kuye sisiphethihle ngifuna kuqale ngivekini ukuthi indzaba ye-alcohol nekusetshenziswa kwawo kwema-drugs engabe vele kukhona yini indlela lenibona ngathi ni-affecta ngakhona.
Mase under the influence of alcohol now onke ma drugs cause vele siyawasebenzisa enakhona ayapholakala melula. Sithi masiphuma lema clubini sidibane nabo bo guy lapha sidibane nabo botsezi babhaye ngetimoto abela kutsezi ayahambe ngiyokudrop ekhaya ngeke angidrop ekhaya to ngidropa kwakhe mangifika lena utofika thawu kancane nami ngeke ngibe like cause vele yabo ingcomba ayikaphelele. Lapho ke vele sesiyaheva i-sex and kude i-condom lapho iligciwane liyanza because nami ngawukhumbula ekuseni ba ishathi bengikhaya kahle hle nyako sengigcinele ku couch yatsezi sengibona ukuthi phela imvodza nesisesikhole ndiyesabeka but bengitsakiwe itolo bengide emandla langakanani like ayingadihambela vele bengihamba ngemabholo so vele ya ema drugs, abuse of drugs aya contribute kakhulu.
Okay, thank you very much, sister. Ucela kubuyela kuwe sisiphethihle. So yithekishe lendzaba labakhuluma ngayo.
Ikhona vele bamfula abasha njengoba basho utakhumbula ukuthi ngike ngasho ukuthi kulokunye nasenda tinhlelo tethu noma sisenda i-programming yethu si-influence i-data nema research lesuke siwendile kune assessment lesayenda recently yekubuka nje ukuthi vele lama drivers abantu labasha abadrive yini ivelile indzaba ye-alcohol and substance abuse. Kukhona tindzawo letibitwa even about nje tshwala. For instance kalobamba kunendzawo lethiwa kusemashibhini, so you know ukuthi kugcwele emashibhi bo-shipping queen kune alcohol uyabona kune alcohol abuse. Even amongst young people it is prevalent indaba yeku-abuse i-alcohol ukuthi nasowunathile vele you cannot make the right choice, informed choices about your life. You will slip recklessly, you will do things recklessly njengoba asho nje sithi lapha ukuthi mthetho into ofarisha ukubeka ekhaya kanye ukubeka kwakhe nafika kwakhe uyakusebenzisa ngendlela yakhe because now you're under the influence utovuma konke. So i-role yethu also it is just to plead with young people ukuthi go easy. Go easy on alcohol, guys. Go easy on drug and substance abuse. Just know ukuthi from the moment ngoba unfortunately lemvu alcohol and drugs uyithatha usese sober. You understand? So the effect really happens later. So in your sober senses, think about it first as you go to take it, as you as you get offered by your peers, we will see this is how it will affect me. So ungabe sesoyiblame later, sayivele seyiku-affectile, uyabona. Kanti in your sober senses, you can make a choice ngaleso sikhathi.
Well, so today we were talking about the drivers of new HIV infections in our program. Let's talk HIV prevention in the last mile of ending AIDS. Namhlanje ehlelweni lethu sitivile ngithi ingcinamba labantu abasha ababhekana nato lokufaka ke ikhathi ingcinamba yabo bodaddy lekubonakala ukuthi ngibo labablessa ngato ke imali kanti ke bese sebababheke nemandla ekubatshela ukuthi bacela ukuthi basebenzise ama-condoms ngayo ke indzaba intergenerational sex lefaka ekhathi yona lenzaba yalabo daddy savana ngayo ke indzaba ye transactional sex lapho khona ke bamfla abadzala kuyabonakala ukuthi bayabaniketa labamfana labancane ke imali ekuthenini bende leyo mikhiba labakhona ke ukuthi bayende nabo kuningi nje lesesikuvile indzaba ye social media ukuthi nayo ke ine effect kakhulu bamfla abasha bafuna kuvela bafuna kubonakala nabo bafuna kubonakala abanye bo bamfana laba in sesivile nje babukele emakhaya sithembe ukuthi nawe ke usitakele kakhulu kilo ke lehlelo lethu. And that brings us to the end of our program for the day. Do catch us next time, same time. From me, Nonhlanhla Twala, nayo ke expert yami living nayo namuhla ne audience. This is Fixela kubukela lokuhle ngasehlelweni letawulandzela misibhaleni kahle.